Hey guys, welcome back to Shep Talk, and today I'm going to tell you about my adventures at Steel City Con. Steel City Con is a convention that happens in, well, they say Pittsburgh, it's actually Monroeville, Pennsylvania. They have it 3 times a year. They do April, August, and December. And this time I went there because at the beginning it was announced that 4 members of Saved by the Bell were going to be there. Mark Paul Gosselaar, Dustin Diamond, Mario Lopez, and Elizabeth Berkley. Mario Lopez and Elizabeth Berkley canceled a few weeks ago due to the reboot of Saved by the Bell. So that left Mark Paul Gosselaar and Dustin Diamond. And I was like, I'm going to go anyways because I hardly ever see those two do conventions. And also I did a little bit of shopping. But I just wanted to give my impressions of Steel City Con. I didn't take any video. I still need to buy me like a little vlogging camera because my Canon T5i is just a little too bulky to carry around and like take video and pictures, at least in my opinion. So I'm always a little bit nervous taking it around. But let's get there. So I traveled from Maryland up to Monroeville, Pennsylvania on Friday morning. Got there, excuse me, couldn't really check into my hotel right away, so I went straight to the convention floor. And I went straight to Dustin Diamond's table because he was supposed to be there Friday. Waited around probably about, let's say, maybe an hour. And Dustin Diamond wasn't there, so I decided I'd go walk around. Because I usually try to go through the artist alley and the vendors to look for stuff that I might find, the stuff that I kind of draws to me. At least do the first go rounds, right? So I did that. Actually saw a couple things I really wanted. Talked to some of the vendors. I was like, okay, I kind of want this, but I'm going to come back. I need to think about it. So I went back, and then I went back to the artist, or not the artist alley, but the celebrity signing area. And Dustin Diamond wasn't there still. There's another guy that I'd seen, he'd been waiting in line as well. He was still there. So we started talking a little bit. And then I flagged down one of the staff members. And I was like, hey man, do you know when Dustin Diamond is going to be there? Because he's the only really guy that I want signing today. And he didn't really have a lot of information. He pulled out the pamphlet that we all got when we walked into Steel City Con. And he's like, well, Dustin Diamond has a 1:45 photo op, so they're usually at their table an hour prior, so probably noon he should be there. It's like, all right, noon, that's fine. Okay, that's great. I'll go watch a Q&A panel. I think Rachel True from The Craft was having a panel. Sorry if you hear something falling. So I was like, I went and listened to that panel, and I came back as probably like 12:30 or so, and still no Dustin Diamond. And I was like, screw it, I'm gonna wait in line. Dustin's the only one I want today. Hopefully he'll be here shortly because he has a 1:45 photo op. So of course they're usually always there for the photo op. And 1 o'clock rolls around, no one's there. And then it just so happened, well, they had this one guy, he goes and he makes announcements and stuff like that. And, he has his microphone, he walks all the way up around, and he was walking up and down the convention floor, the celebrity area, and I was like, let me ask, what can hurt? So I was like, hey sir, just wondering if you know what the ETA is for Dustin Diamond. We were told noon, it's now sometime after 1. And he was very kind, very respectful. He was professional all the way. He's like, yeah, sure. He got on his walkie and he made a call. And they're like, hold on, we'll check. And then of course, gets busy. He's making announcements and stuff like that. So it'd been about 20-30 minutes, hadn't heard anything. He made his way back and was like, hey sir, had you heard anything about Dustin Diamond? And they're like, yeah. Oh, he called again. It's like, yeah, we're hearing it's going to be 1:50 now, 1:52 o'clock. I was like, okay, that's right. And he's like, you guys, go if you two want to go walk around, go do stuff, go grab a bite to eat, go lunch, whatever. When he gets back, you guys come see me. I'll get you to the front of the line. It's like, fine, that's great. If you guys don't know, my knee is really bad. I can't stand long periods of time. I usually carry a camping stool with me. I didn't think I was going to need it at Steel City Con, so I didn't bring it with me. So I went to the Q&A panel, and I sat down, and it was the Eddie Furlong, Robert Patrick, and James DeBar. He was in Detroit City Rock. But so I went and I listened to their stuff for a while. Well, because they started, I think, at 2. And so I was like, if Dustin Diamond does show up, they'll probably take him over to his photo op area. And so I'll give until about 2:30, so that would give enough time to do the photo ops, and then he can come back to his booth and sit there. So about 2:30 or so, I left the Q&A area and I went back to Dustin Diamond. My boy, I wish I'd have got his name. He was still standing in line. He was a champion. Or I think maybe he came back, but he was there again, and so I stood there with him. Dustin Diamond's still not showing up, and then and this is one thing I will say about Steel City Con. They have these placards on the tables for their celebrity guests, but the information is like totally crappy, right? They have the opening and closing, I think, of the con. They have the professional photo op time, and I think that was it. There's nothing about what the celebrity time was, that he's going to do autographs, and there's nothing about his pricing or anything. So the information was really not as what you had in your brochure. So if I had to only make one comment to Steel City Con, what you really need to fix is your guest celebrity autograph time. I know some cons, especially the bigger cons, have that, and I know some of the little cons don't, but that seems to be the problem, is holding the celebrity guest accountable for being where he's supposed to be. But so we get back there, I get back to in line about 2:30 or so. Still not there, but the reason I brought up the placards and stuff like that is because people kept going up to the Dustin Diamond's table to look at the information to see what was going on. And me and old boy had been there long enough. We pretty much knew everything going on. And I made a comment to this guy that went up to the table to look at the information. I was like, nope, that information doesn't have anything pertaining to Dustin Diamond, especially today. And I gave him pretty much a rundown. Well, there's a female passerby that heard my comment, and she was like, she stopped and she turned, and she was like, what's this about Dustin Diamond? And I gave a whole spiel, and she was like, oh, well, I know I'm the wife of the owner of the organization that does Steel City Con, so let me find out what's going on. So she goes out, disappears for a few minutes, and comes back, and it's like, oh, well, Dustin Diamond was supposed to be here Thursday at 11, didn't make the plane, or something happened, the plane didn't arrive on time or whatever, so Dustin had to reschedule to get here today. His plane touched down at 2 o'clock. Well, now it's 3:03. And so I'm like, okay. And I was like, is he going to come here? Is he going to go straight to the hotel room, check in, refresh, whatever? They're great. Again, bravo to the staff. Bravo to, I think her name is Andy. I'm sorry, I'm bad with names, especially with everything going on. She was like, God, I wish I knew. And so I was like, but again, they're like, but if you go and you wander around and you come back, we'll get you to the head of the line. And that was great. I hadn't checked into my hotel room at this point, right? So I told the guy in front, I was like, you know what? I'm just going to go check into my hotel room, take a couple minutes off my feet, XYZ. So when I did that, when I was leaving out, I made a stop, and I'll take, at the end of the video, I'll show my purchases. And then I went and I got all my stuff out of my car, and I went to the hotel, and I checked in, and I set everything up. Because I think I checked in about 3:30 or so, and then just sat around, watched some YouTube, you know, had some water, da da da, and I was like, all right, I think about 4:30, 4:15 or something like that. I headed back out to Steel City Con. Old boy still there in the front of the line. Oh, excuse me. I was second in line, and still nothing. Like, the wife came up again, the announcer came up again. They're all talking. We're all talking. They even had at one point when the announcer was paged and said, "Hey, Dustin Diamond's on his way. You know, make the announcement." So he made the announcement. More people came and started lining up behind us. And Dustin's nowhere to be seen. The wife was like, the owner was like, we haven't even had set eyes on Dustin, you know, inside the building yet. So we don't even know why that call was made. And I don't. He finally shows up at 5 p.m. guys. I got there at 9:45 a.m. and Dustin Diamond was the only person that I wanted to see. And then to top it off, when he gets there with his, I don't know if it was his manager, because I don't think she was working staff, but Dustin had no photos. I guess they got lost in the mail or got lost in the airline or something like that. So they were, I guess Steel City was printing out some, so they finally had 2 stacks of photos of him from Saved by the Bell. And then they had no change thing. Luckily, I had correct change. It was an ordeal, but glad to say, let me get out of the. I was able to finally get my pop signed by Dustin Diamond as Screech from Saved by the Bell. And he was awesome. I will say, because with everything, I'll say he's awesome. I'll say his personality wise, when he's talking to you, was great. He was very energetic. He loved the pop. He even was commenting on the hard stack and stuff like that. And we were talking about how cool it would have been if, you know, they had made like other Saved by the Bells, like Mr. Belding, or even like a chase for, was it Miss Fletcher? The early Saved by the, you know, before Saved by the Bell. But he was great to talk to and stuff like that, and I really enjoyed talking to him. It's just I don't know what's going on with him on his time management. A number of staff members and owners were really upset with the way he was handling the situation, and that was my Friday. So as soon as that was done, I went back to my hotel room pretty much, and I was like, I'm done. I ordered some pizza, watched some more YouTube, and that was it for my Friday. Saturday, I debuted my Osherman costume. If you don't know what that is, I'll try to remember to put a picture up. It's from the Wheel of Time. They are the male force users that the main character is putting together as an army. He's using them as pretty much tools to help him fight the forces of evil. They wear a black coat, black pants. They have collar devices to symbolize their rank. But so I'm wearing my costume. I get there about 9:50 because I'm like, no need to rush today. Only one autograph I needed, and that is from Mark Paul Gosselaar, guy that played Zach Morris. So I got there in his line. I was probably 5th or so in line for him. About 10 o'clock. I wasn't expecting him right away, but I was like, I'm going to get in line because I know he's probably going to be popular. And he did. He had a fairly long line by the time he actually got there. But, you know, stood around in line for about 43 minutes, 45 minutes. And one thing I'll find funny is Steel City Con, I think it was new for the December convention, had a new thing called VIP where you paid an extra $100. You didn't have to wait in line. They take you up to the front, and you know, you pretty much cut in line of everybody. Perfectly fine. I know VIP. I've done fast passes and everything like that before. We had 2 people that had VIP badges, and they're like, they made the separate line for them because they came up and said, "Hey, where do VIPs stand?" And they put them in separate line, which is fine. But I'm like, you have VIP badges. why are you even waiting for him to show up? I get it. He's probably the person, maybe he's the person that you're waiting for, but you have a badge that says, I get to go in front. I would not be waiting in line. I'd wait until I saw that he was there and hit the table then. I just thought that was pretty funny. So, but I was speculating that Mark Paul was going to show up probably about 11 o'clock. There's a few other celebrities that had started already showing up before then. And I was glad I was wrong. Mark Paul showed up about 10:45, so it was close. And I did finally get him. I'm going to say this about Mark Paul. I wish Mark Paul and Dustin Diamond could actually like merge a little bit, because I don't know if you can see too well. It says timeout, Mark Paul, Gosler, and Zach. But the reason why I say I wish they could merge is the simple fact that Mark Paul showed up early or on time or however, but his energy was so not there. He's very, very, I'm going to say mellow, but it was just a low energy. I get it. I heard that his flight came in at 6 p.m. or 6 a.m. that morning. And so, he probably didn't have much sleep or whatnot, but I'm just like, man, his energy was very low and whatnot. So, but I was shaking because this is, Mark Paul Gosselaar, he played Zach Morris. I also liked him in Franklin and Bash, and I liked him in Pitch. I haven't watched his new show, Grownish, but, the spinoff from Blackish. But I really like him. He's an actor that has been around with me since I was a kid. So, but I was still shaking. It was still an experience. I enjoyed it. So, like I said, I was able to get 2 of my Saved by the Bell Funko Pop signed. The Funko Pops aren't in the best of condition, and that's just pretty much because they're vaulted, and it just seems like I couldn't find great ones. But like I said, speaking of that, I bought some stuff, and I spent more money on Pops this time than I did on autographs, which is really rare because I usually don't. But so I did buy me a Deku Battle. The box is pretty well mint. Ooh, there's some damage on the side there, but but he was one of the last ones I need for the ones out there right now. If I remember, I'll put up the list. I need Mask Ochako, Glow in the Dark All Might. So those are my two grails, 2 expensive ones that I gotta buy. And then I hear there's a Silver Age Glow in the Dark Hot Topic coming out. I haven't heard about that before, so I gotta get that. And then I have the Tokiyama Metallic that's coming out from GameStop on pre-order. I also have the one from the other GameStop one. I forgot. Mino? I can't remember. I'd have to pull it up. But then I also went and bought the complete set of Ratatouille. So we got Linguini, we got Emile, and then the main guy himself, Remy. Now, Ratatouille's I'm going to say is probably my favorite Pixar movie. I just found out that Euro Disney has a Ratatouille ride, and I hear that it's coming to Epcot Center. So if that's true, I need to get back down to Epcot when it's there, or head over to, Euro Disney. And now the next one, this guy had vaulted Disney Pops, man, and I was kind of upset when I heard that he'd already sold the first 2. I don't know why the guy didn't buy this one. But this is probably one of my favorite, if not tied with my favorite Disney film. Sword in the Stone is also really up there. So I had to buy Sir Hiss. The box is damaged and stuff like that, but I didn't care. It was Sir Hiss. And then I had to buy the complete set of the Fifth Element, guys. And I got a good deal on it. So, like this one here, the Diva is probably the most expensive one out of the group. I think she's like 75, 80 bucks. But then, you know, so I got like the whole set, guys. All of them, you know, on the box. The boxes look really good. Got my Corbin Dallas. And then, of course, you can't have Corbin Dallas without Lilu, the one with bandages. Making a stack. And then her regular costume after that. And then one of my favorites, of course. You know, God, I can't remember the guy. I hate it that I can't remember the actor's name, because he is one of my favorite actors, and I'm just drawing a blank on his name right now. But then, guys, as you know, I'm going to GalaxyCon Richmond at the end of February, and I've been looking for pop. You know, they got the original voice cast of Aladdin going to be there, so I've been looking for pops, and I've been missing two. I'm missing a Jafar pop, and now I'm also missing an a Boo pop. So I got to get me those. So when I'm terming my second Grail at Steel City Con, I had to go for it. This is the Vaulted Jafar. He is $110 right now on Pop Price Guide. It's just crazy. He's from 2013. He looks great. His box is really well preserved. I was like, as soon as I saw him, I knew I had to have him, even though I went around a little bit. I still got a good price for him. I think he was going for $110. I think I got him for down to $100 or so, a little bit, maybe a little bit less. But yeah, so guys, I was very excited. I was glad to get the Jafar. I was really leery on getting the Fifth Element one, because it was a lot of money, guys. It came up to, I think, about $200 for all of the Fifth Element pops. But I was like, it's one of my favorite Luc Besson movies. I think the only one that tops it is probably, The Professional. So I bit the bullet and bought it. But guys, that's going to be doing it for me today. I gotta say, I do love, Steel City Con. They treated me well. They need to fix their autograph celebrity issues. It's not the first time they've had issues, but it just sucks that Friday just seemed to take a whole new, take it to a whole new level, But before we go, guys, I'm going to announce my new giveaway. I am going to give away this box lunched exclusive glow in the dark All Might Weekend state. And you will also get this 0.5 millimeter protection case from Shumi. It's a great protection case. Let me show you. This is what the other guy was have. I wish you could see it, but the Shumi ones lie flat. They're like perfect. The tops are perfect. Here I point. See, there's no really bulge, and it's all done, and they lie flat. Where here, there's the bulge on the top, and you see there's some, so it doesn't lie flat. So when you stack, it makes it a little bit harder, because now they're rocking and stuff like that. So right now, I know there's others out there, but you'll get this 0.5 millimeter Shumi case. All you have to do, guys, is comment down below. Tell me what your favorite convention is. Have you been to a convention yet? What is the favorite one in your area? Let me know in the comments down below, and I will put you on the list to win the glow in the dark box lunch All Might Weekend pop. The drawing will probably be at the end of the month, probably December 31st or so, or maybe January 1st of the new year. But guys, that's going to be your chance to win this glow-in-the-dark All Might. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you at the next review.